Friday, 11:30 p.m. Imagine a room that smells of money. Floor-to-ceiling panoramic windows, the 45th floor. The entire city lies below like scattered gemstones. Golden lights, red rivers of brake lights, life pulsing somewhere down there, far beneath. Mark is standing by the window. He's 36. He's wearing an unbuttoned shirt that costs more than the average salary in this city. In his hand is a heavy glass filled with amber whiskey. A collectible Macallan, 18 years old. Tonight, Mark won. 2 hours ago, he signed the documents. Now, he's not just a creative director, he's a partner. His name will be on the door. His share in the agency will guarantee him a comfortable old age, even if he retires tomorrow. This is what he worked toward for 10 years. 10 years without weekends, 10 years on caffeine and ambition. Mark takes a sip. The whiskey burns his throat with a pleasant warmth. Adrenaline surges through his blood. He wants to shout. He wants to share this triumph. I did it! Screw everyone who didn't believe in me. He pulls out his phone, the latest model, cold metal. He opens his contacts list. His finger freezes over the screen. Who should he call? First thought, his parents. No, his mom will start asking when he's getting married, and his dad will say, "Good job, son. How's your health?" They won't grasp the scale of it. For them, it's just another position. Second thought, friends. Mark scrolls down. Alex, work. Jessica, PR. Michael, investor. Where's Dan? His childhood friend, the one he dreamed of conquering the world with while sitting on the roof of a garage. Oh, right, Dan. They haven't spoken in 3 years. Not since Mark skipped his wedding to close a tender. Where's Lena, his ex, the one who loved him when he was nobody? She's married now, 2 kids. Calling her now would be vulgar. Mark keeps scrolling. 5,000 contacts. Useful people. Necessary people. Resourceful people. And not a single person he could just call at midnight and scream with joy, without worrying about looking like a drunk idiot. Mark realizes that if he calls anyone on this list now, it will be taken as bragging, or as a business call. No one will truly be happy for him. Everyone will be calculating how to use his new status. Slowly, he sets the phone down on the windowsill. In the huge, luxurious penthouse, there is absolute silence. Only the hum of the air conditioner. This silence rings louder than applause. Mark raises his glass and looks at his reflection in the dark window. Tired eyes, an expensive haircut, a shadow of loneliness no filter can hide. To you, you son of a bitch, he says to his reflection. You got everything you wanted. He clinks his glass against the glass pane. Clink, a dull, lonely sound. The taste of victory strangely resembles ash. Welcome to Mark's life. He has convinced himself that loneliness is a luxury tax. Lions don't befriend sheep, he repeats to himself every morning while tying his tie. There's little space at the top. Cold winds blow there. If you want warmth, go to the crowd. If you want greatness, get used to the cold. He despises ordinary life. When he sees couples in cafes sharing one dessert and laughing, he thinks, weaklings, no ambition, drowning in mortgages and diapers. He believes he's free. He can fly to Bali tomorrow morning. He can buy any suit without checking the price. But he doesn't notice the small details that betray his desperation. For example, when he orders dinner delivery, he always asks for 2 sets of cutlery, so the courier won't think he's eating alone on a Friday night. A small lie, for a stranger in a helmet. Why? to keep up the illusion that he's not just rich, that he's loved. A month passes after the promotion. The euphoria has faded. Routine remains. Mark tries to fill the emptiness inside with the attributes of success. It's an old, proven method. He buys a new car, a sporty German beast, black, predatory. The smell of new leather in the cabin, the growl of the engine. For the first 2 days, Mark feels like the king of the road. He catches admiring glances at traffic lights. But on the third day, he's sitting in the same traffic jam as everyone else. Inside the car, it's quiet, and he realizes a car can't hug you. A car won't ask how your day went. It's just an expensive piece of metal. He goes on a date. Her name is Chloe. She's a model, or an actress, or an influencer. He didn't remember. She's flawless. Perfect figure, perfect skin, a dress that costs as much as a used car. They sit in a restaurant. Mark orders the most expensive wine. He tries to talk to her. You know, sometimes I think about dropping everything and going to the mountains, just looking at the stars. Do you like the mountains? Chloe smiles politely. Mountains are nice. By the way, I saw your latest campaign for that brand. It's brilliant. Listen, do you know the producer from... She shifts the topic to work, to connections, to opportunities. Mark looks at her and realizes she's not having dinner with Mark. She's having dinner with a partner at an advertising agency. To her, he's not a man. He's a social elevator, a gold card. If he gets fired tomorrow, Chloe will disappear faster than the wine dries in the glass. He gets bored, deathly bored. A week later, he runs into an old acquaintance by chance. The very same Dan. They bump into each other in a coffee shop. Dan looks worn out. A simple jacket, dark circles under his eyes. Mark! Wow! Long time no see. Hey Dan, how's life? Oh, getting by. Twins were born, can you believe it? Haven't slept in half a year. The mortgage is crushing us. But... Dan smiles, and his face lights up. But it's happiness, man. They said their first word yesterday. What about you? I heard you're a big shot now. Mark straightens his shoulders. Now he'll tell him. Now he'll show Dan who the winner is. Yeah, I'm a partner now. Bought a penthouse downtown. Upgraded the car. He waits for envy, for admiration. But Dan looks at him with pity, warm, kind pity. That's cool, Mark. You've always been a machine. Listen, are you happy? The question catches him off guard. Of course, I have everything. Well, that's what matters. Dan pats him on the shoulder. All right, I gotta run. My wife's waiting. Promised to buy diapers. Drop by sometime, we'll grab a beer. Though you're probably too busy. Dan hurries off. He's rushing back to his exhausted wife, his screaming kids, his cramped apartment. And Mark is left standing there with a cold coffee in his hand. He realizes Dan isn't jealous. Dan saw in his eyes what Mark hides behind sunglasses. Emptiness. Saturday, Mark's birthday. He decides to throw a party. Not just a small get-together, but an event. The penthouse turns into a club. DJ, catering, bartenders, a photographer. 50 people are invited. The right people. Colleagues, clients, beautiful Instagram girls. The place is full of noise, music, and laughter. Everyone comes up to Mark, slaps him on the shoulder. Happy birthday, bro! You're the man! Great party, Mark. Let me introduce you. This is the vice president of the bank. Mark stands in the center of the room with a glass in his hand. He smiles. He jokes. He plays the role of the master of life. But inside him, panic is building. He looks at the faces around him. He doesn't know half of these people. Who is this guy in the blue blazer? Who is the girl dancing on his couch? They drink his alcohol. They eat his food. They take selfies with his view. But they don't care about him. If he dropped dead from a heart attack right now, they'd probably just step over his body and keep dancing until the music stopped. He feels suffocated, physically short of breath. Mark sets his glass on a passing waiter's tray and pushes his way toward the exit. He goes into the bathroom, his refuge. Marble, gold, silence. He locks the door. The noise of the party becomes muffled, as if underwater. Mark turns on the cold water, washes his face. He lifts his head and looks into the mirror. Again, like that night with the whiskey. Only now there is no triumph. A frightened boy in an expensive suit is staring back at him. "Who are you?" he whispers. "Who are you without your title, without your money?" There is no answer. 50 people are behind that door, but Mark realizes he is absolutely, totally, cosmically alone. They love his function. They love his resources. But no one in this house loves Mark. No one knows that he's afraid of the dark. No one knows that he loves cheap hot dogs. No one knows that he cried when his dog died. He built a castle, but forgot to build a bridge to other people. He dug a moat and filled it with money, and now no one can cross to reach him. He slides down the wall onto the cold marble floor. He sits in his luxurious bathroom, hugging his knees, while behind the wall, strangers drink to his health. And he wishes it would all disappear. 3 a.m. The guests are gone. The apartment is a mess. Empty bottles, confetti, wine stains on the carpet. The smell of expensive perfume mixed with stale alcohol. Mark doesn't call cleaning. He's sitting on the living room floor, his back against the couch. The silence has returned. But now it's different. Not ringing, heavy, hungover. He picks up his phone. 50 birthday messages in messengers. Stickers, emojis, standard phrases. Happiness, health, money. Mark closes the app. He opens his contacts, finds the name. Dan. His finger hovers over the call button. It's too late to call. Dan is asleep. The twins are asleep. Mark opens messages. He types, "Hey, old friend. Sorry I disappeared. If the beer offer still stands, I'd really like that. Just like that. No occasion." He hits send. It's a small step, microscopic, but it's the first real action he's taken in 10 years. Mark puts the phone down. He looks at the city lights below. They're just as beautiful. But now he knows the price of that view. And now, let's talk about you. Are you running? Are you clawing your way up the career ladder, elbows out? Do you tell your friends, "Sorry, no time, maybe next month"? Do you miss your parents' birthdays for the sake of reports? Do you think, "Once I make $1 million, once I get the title, then I'll live, then I'll be loved"? Listen to me. It's a trap. The most beautiful and cruel trap in the world. Success is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Numbers in a bank account can't hug you. Job titles won't bring you a glass of water when you're sick. The admiration of a crowd won't replace one honest conversation in a kitchen at 3 in the morning. If you climb to the top alone, pushing everyone aside, be ready for the cold up there. And when you want to shout, "I won!" the only thing that will answer you is your own echo. Don't lose people along the way. Don't trade friendship for contacts. Don't trade love for status. Because a ladder to the sky, where you stand alone, is just a step stool in an empty, dusty attic. Turn off this video. Write to the person you forgot because of work. Say, "Let's meet," while it's not too high yet and not too quiet.